how did your organization go about implementing technology? Was it in a phased manner? Did you look at the sales part? Did you look at the finance part? Did you look at the accounting part? How did you go about the implementation?
So one ex-Prime Minister of India very popularly said that IT is India's today, IT is India's tomorrow, and IT is Indian territory. Now we are in the era of AI. I always say that now AI is always going to be an Indian who will be excelling it across the world. So that's the meaning of AI for me. Technology is critically important for the global expansion of any business model. And that's what transformed India once IT was liberalized in our country in around 1992. What's critically going to be important is it is not the cost of the technology that is important, but it is the right decisions that you take to make it important. Every organization, the question that you ask is a very valid question, that if the cost of the technology is 2.5 crores on a turnover of 5 crores, how do you take a decision as an entrepreneur?
Yes.
Every successful entrepreneur has always taken the most expensive decision, irrespective of the quantum of turnover they do, if they have to grow. And every growth organization in the world has grown to those scales purely because of such decisions that they have taken. Technology makes you very productive. So it is very important to understand the importance of technology, because technology is the only employee that you have who doesn't have working hours, who works 24/7, who doesn't have a holiday, and who doesn't ask for a raise. So it's really a productive employee that you can have in any organization. It's definitely going to be very expensive decision to implement it, but it will make your cost of production so low and customer acquisition so easy that it will self-fund the need to be implemented in any organization. So I think artificial intelligence is here to stay, and it's come up in a very right way, where application of artificial intelligence is going to be more important rather than understanding what type of artificial intelligence you should access. Last month I was in Dubai at a very big launch of a technology called AskQX. It is like an artificial intelligence being implemented for businesses in a very different flavor. So it translates your requirement into 100 local languages. So the language barrier is also killed. Now it opens up new areas for growth, and that's what is required. As far as I'm concerned, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have invested into multiple sectors and segments. But my core business once upon a time was St. Angelo's Computer Education, where we trained lakhs of students and brought computer education within the reach of a common man. So I really understand the importance of information technology. In fact, St. Angelo's Computers was the first company which introduced cyber cell in the whole of the country for Mumbai Police in 1999. So artificial intelligence today is at the center stage of all the businesses that I do. So I have resorts, I have restaurants, I've invested in B2C companies. All my businesses always have been business to customer or consumer. I cannot achieve it if there is no artificial intelligence in play. Any platform that I use, like I own Swante Spa Cuisine, which is one of the finest vegetarian and vegan food restaurants across multiple cities of India. So making a pattern of the menu that's available, making a pattern of the customer acquisition that needs to be done, creating the ads that the professor gentleman just explained on how artificial intelligence can create ads and communication mechanisms for your business. All those kinds of elements are now being integrated by the aggregators and platform providers who give you services. जसं जर तुम्ही Zomato पाहिलं, Swiggy पाहिलं, these are all operating out of artificial intelligence. They can exactly tell you the demand, the product, the area, the zone, the time, the day. All information is available at your fingertips. Parantu, as an entrepreneur, your decision making is going to be या informationचा वापर मी कशा पद्धतीने करायचं. By buying a good paint, you don't become a good painter. You need to have the art and the talent of creating a good painting. That's going to be critically important. तर आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजन्सच्या या जमान्यामध्ये कुठच्या टेक्नॉलॉजीला तुम्ही वापरू शकता हे फार महत्त्वाचं आहे. The cost of technology is always going to be unaffordable when you begin with it. But you need to visualize that how this can make your cost of operations so economical by expanding your turnover, by reducing your operating costs, and by increasing your profitability margins. As an investor, I'm a venture capitalist. I invest in multiple businesses. The first degree of inspection that I do is what quantum of technology has been implemented in that business model. How well does the entrepreneur know the use of technology, and how has he paved his way of growth by deploying the right technology. If an entrepreneur will tell me that today I've got 50 employees and I want to make it into 5,000 employees, that will be a demotivator. I'm not creating job losses because people have to become smarter and become more productive and they need to ride up the ladder of productivity. But use of technology is benefit to the customer and the consumer because he gets a better product at a lower cost. It is the responsibility of every entrepreneur to ensure that what he is offering to the customer at the end is going to be much more valuable than the price that he pays to the provider, the product provider or the service provider. So in artificial intelligence, machine learning, information at your fingertips are going to be critical elements of right decision making irrespective of the cost that you want to incur to it. A smart entrepreneur will not buy the technology, he'll hire the technology because today there are SaaS models, software as a service. So really money and wealth is not the deterrent. The deterrent is the decision that you need to take. Acquiring money for doing business is gone out of the window now. Capital is no more a problem. There are dime a dozen investors ready to put money on the right horse which will win the race. What's going to be important and critically to be understood is acquisition of right talent. If you have got the right talent, he'll bring the right technology to the table on the terms which are favorable to the organization and ultimately benefits not only the organization but the end user who is going to be the consumer of the company's product or service. So that's my take on it. So it's the right talent in place who takes the right decision and makes the business productive and growth oriented, and global is the new local. You have to be locally powerful, globally available. So global should be your attitude, and this can happen only if you have technology which is deployed at your fingertips.
Thank you.